Do you want to get better at drawing animals? This video is going to show you a way that you can practice every day of the week to learn how to draw animals a little bit better. And you can take this 7-day routine and change it up if you need to. But here's a framework or foundation you can start with so that you can increase your skills and learn how to draw animals a little bit better. First one is going to be birds for the feathers. Second one is going to be reptiles for the type of skin or scales that they have. Third one is going to be mammals because of the fur. And then the fourth one is going to be fish for the scales, the type of texture they have. And then we have amphibians for their type of texture and the type of animals they are, such as frogs. And then the last one is going to be insects, and there's a lot of different things you can draw for insects, but we'll just pick one for this video. With this 7-day practice, you can change up the animals every week. And so you don't have to focus on just one animal, but try to change it up, try to figure out what you want to draw, what you want to get better at, and then pick that animal and use references and things to help you explore how to draw a little bit better. To draw a bird, start with a simple oval shape. This will be the base for the bird's body. And the head and the tail. The head should be about 1/3 of the size of the body, and then the tail can be any shape you like, but it should be long and flowing. And then draw the wings and legs. The wings should be attached to the sides of the body, and the legs should be attached to the bottom. When drawing birds, there's 3 things to consider. First, the anatomy of the bird. They have distinct body structure with features such as feathers, beaks, and talons. So understanding their anatomy will help you accurately represent the bird you're drawing. So we need to pay close attention to the shapes and the patterns of their feathers, as well as the structure of their wings and legs. Second is perspective and proportions. So we need to consider the angle and the position of the bird that we're drawing. This will help you capture the bird's movement and create a more dynamic image. And then beware of how the different parts of the bird's body relate to each other in terms of size and shape and position. And third is textures and colors. So birds have unique textures and colors that make them visually interesting. So experiment with different shading techniques to create the appearance of feathers. And then pay attention to the colors and the patterns found in the specific bird species that you're drawing. This will help bring your bird to life and make it more realistic. How to draw a reptile? Things to consider. First, their anatomy. Reptiles have distinct features such as scales, claws, and muscular bodies. Understanding their anatomy will help you accurately represent the reptile you're drawing. So pay close attention to the shapes and the patterns of their scales, as well as the structure of their limbs and tail. Second, perspective. Consider the angle and position of the reptile that you're drawing. This will help you capture the reptile's movement and create a more dynamic image. So beware of how the different parts of the reptile's body relates to each other in terms of size, shape, and position. And then third, think of the textures and colors. Reptiles, they have unique textures and colors that make them visually interesting. So experiment with different shading techniques to create the appearance of scales, and pay attention to the color patterns found in this specific reptile species you're drawing. And this is going to help bring your reptile to life and make it more realistic. When drawing mammals, there's a few things to consider. First, they have varied fur patterns. So mammals exhibit a wide range of fur patterns, from solid colors to intricate stripes, spots, and other markings. These patterns can serve various purposes such as camouflage, communication, or even thermoregulation. Also, they have diverse eye shapes and placements. So the eyes of mammals can vary greatly in size, shape, and placement. Some mammals, like ungulates, have eyes positioned on the sides of their head to provide a wider field of vision, while predators like big cats have forward-facing eyes for better depth perception. One more thing is ears and nose shapes. The ears and noses of mammals can be visually striking and unique. Ears can range from large and floppy, like those of an elephant, to small and pointy, like those of a bat. And noses can also vary greatly, with some mammals having highly specialized snouts, like the long trunk of an elephant or the sensitive snout of a pig. There are many types of fur. There's short and smooth fur. This texture is found in breeds like beagles and the Boston Terrier. Their fur is close to the body, smooth, and easy to maintain. There's also long and silky. Breeds such as Afghan Hound and the Yorkshire Terrier have long, silky fur that flows and requires regular grooming to prevent matting. There's also wavy and dense. This type of fur is found in dogs like Golden Retriever and the Poodle. Their fur is wavy, thick, and provides insulation against elements. And then there's curly and coarse. Breeds like the Schnauzer and the Portuguese Water Dog have curly, coarse fur that is often wiry and requires regular grooming to maintain its appearance. And you can see these types of fur in all sorts of animals. When drawing a fish, let's sketch out the basic shape. So we start by drawing the outline of the fish's body, taking into consideration the overall shape, which can be streamlined, flat, or rounded, depending on the species you're drawing. So pay attention to the placement of the fins, the tail, and the head, as these features will help define the fish's proportions. Now we can add some details once that shape is established. So refine the drawing by adding details such as eyes, gills, scales, and fins. And we want to observe the specific characteristics of the fish's species that you're drawing. These details can vary significantly between different types of fish. So be mindful of the fish's natural patterns and coloration. And then next we have the shading and texture. So to bring your fish to life, add shading and texture to the drawing. We can use hatching or cross-hatching techniques to create the illusion of volume and depth. Pay attention to the scales and their arrangement, and this can greatly enhance the realism of your drawing. And then finally, add any final touches such as highlights, reflections to complete your fish drawing. Sometimes when we're drawing textures such as fish scales, it can be a little overwhelming because of how many there are. You can use tricks such as drawing a little bit here and there, but not filling in the whole thing. And that gives your eye the idea that it's filled in, that the whole area is actually full of scales. To draw an amphibian, sketch out the basic shape. Start by drawing the outline of the amphibian's body, taking into consideration its overall shape. So that can be slim, stout, or elongated. It depends on the species that you're drawing. So you want to pay attention to the placement of the limbs, the head, and the tail. And this will all determine or define the amphibian's proportions. Then you add the details, refine the drawing by adding details such as eyes, nostrils, skin texture, and limbs, and then observe the specific characteristics of the amphibian species that you're drawing. They can vary significantly between the types of amphibians. And then be mindful of the natural patterns and coloration, as these can add depth and visual interest to your drawing. And then, much like the fish, shading and texture to bring your amphibian to life by shading and texturing the drawing. And you can use hatching, cross-hatching, or other shading techniques. So pay attention to the skin texture. They have smooth, warty, or bumpy skin. And after that, you can add any final touches such as highlights, reflections to complete your amphibian drawing. And then after that, you can add other things such as highlights or reflections. They tend to be wet, kind of a moist animal, so they have a lot of reflections and a lot of highlights. 3 things to consider when drawing an insect. Think about the anatomy. Insects have distinct body structure consisting of a head, thorax, and abdomen. So pay close attention to their legs, their antennae, and wings, as these features can vary greatly between different insect species. So understanding their anatomy will help you accurately represent the insect that you're drawing. Consider the proportion and the perspective. the angle and the position of the insect within your drawing. This will help you capture the insect's movement and create a more dynamic image. So think about the different parts of the insect's body and how they relate to each other in terms of size, shape, and position. Finally, textures and colors. Insects have unique textures and colors that make them interesting. So experiment with different shading techniques to create the appearance of their exoskeleton, and pay attention to the color patterns found on the specific insects that you're drawing. Some of them have wings, some of them don't. And look at the patterns on how they look on both sides of the insect. And this will help bring your insect to life and make it look more realistic. Insects have many different shapes, many different patterns. And so look at references, see what looks interesting, and try to mimic what you see, or even experiment and create your own patterns and just have fun with it. On the 7th day, after you've practiced all the other ones, all the other animals, on the 7th day, pick your favorite animal and draw it. This is kind of a bonus day, so you can, if you want to try the same one you've done already this week, pick that one, or pick an animal that you've been really interested in drawing, and pick it and try drawing it, and use this as a free day to draw whatever you want. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you're able to learn some new ways to increase your drawing skills. And if you have any ideas or any routines that you do, please comment below. Also, let us know what kind of animal is your favorite to draw. Please like and subscribe. That helps me out a lot. Let me know what you liked about the video and what other types of videos you'd like to see. And if you're looking for other ones that teach you the fundamentals of drawing, please check them out here. And I hope to see you in the next video.